The story of the dog begins tens of thousands of years ago with the gray wolf, a formidable predator roaming the wild landscapes of the ancient world. In those harsh, untamed environments, these apex hunters thrived, yet a quiet, revolutionary change was slowly brewing at the edges of human existence. Imagine the vast, icy plains of the Pleistocene, where the howl of the wolf was the dominant sound echoing across the frozen, unforgiving horizon. These wolves were not just hunters, they were masters of their domain, perfectly adapted to survive in a world where every single day was a struggle. But as human populations began to expand, our paths inevitably crossed, setting the stage for an encounter that would change the trajectory of two species. We explore the fascinating theory of self-domestication, where bolder wolves began scavenging near human camps, drawn by the scent of leftover food and safety. It was not a sudden event, but a slow, gradual dance between two predators, testing the boundaries of trust and proximity in a dangerous landscape. The wolves that dared to approach the flickering light of our fires were the ones who found a new, reliable source of sustenance in the darkness. This proximity created a unique pressure, favoring wolves that were less fearful and more tolerant of the strange, upright creatures sharing their territory. Natural selection began to favor the calm, the curious, and the cooperative, effectively weeding out the aggression that defined their wild, untamed ancestors. Over generations, this proximity blossomed into a symbiotic relationship, a mutual survival pact where wolves gained food and humans gained an early warning system. The wolves acted as sentinels, their keen senses alerting our ancestors to the approach of other predators or rival groups lurking in the deep shadows. In return, the humans shared the spoils of their hunts, creating a bond that was rooted in necessity, but would eventually grow into something much deeper. This was the beginning of a partnership that transcended mere survival, laying the groundwork for a connection that would last for tens of thousands of years. Through the lens of evolutionary biology, we can visualize the physical shifts as smaller jaws and softer features emerged in these early, proto-domesticated animals. The harsh, angular features of the wolf began to soften, reflecting a life that no longer required the same level of predatory intensity to secure a meal. Their ears became more expressive, their coats began to show new patterns, and their very biology started to mirror the changing nature of their environment. Beyond the physical, a profound shift in cognition occurred as these animals began to read human gestures, gazes, and even subtle shifts in our emotions. They learned to interpret the direction of our eyes, understanding that a glance could signal danger or point toward a hidden opportunity in the wild. This cognitive leap was unprecedented, marking the moment when the wolf ceased to be just a neighbor and started to become a true social companion. This was the dawn of the domestic dog, an animal uniquely wired to bridge the gap between the wild wilderness and the warmth of the human hearth. They moved from the periphery of our camps to the very center of our lives, sleeping by our feet and sharing in the warmth of our fires. By understanding this ancient, transformative bond, we set the stage for how these creatures evolved into our most loyal partners throughout all of human history. Their journey from the shadows of the forest to the center of our lives remains one of the most remarkable chapters in the history of life. It is a testament to the power of adaptation, showing us that even the most wild and untamed spirits can find a place within our hearts. As we look back at this transition, we see not just the history of a species, but the history of our own capacity for connection. The wolf did not lose its identity. It found a new purpose, evolving alongside us to become the guardian, the worker, and the friend we know today. This evolutionary success story reminds us that change is often the result of small, consistent steps taken in the direction of a shared goal. Just as the wolf adapted to thrive in a new world, we too have the capacity to grow and evolve when we embrace new possibilities. The bond between human and dog is a mirror of our own potential, reflecting the beauty of what can happen when we choose to bridge divides. Consider the patience required by those early ancestors, waiting for trust to build, one interaction at a time, until a new reality was forged. It teaches us that the most profound changes in our lives often begin with the simple courage to approach something new and unknown. When we look into the eyes of our dogs today, we are seeing the legacy of that ancient, silent agreement made under the stars of antiquity. They carry the memory of the wild, yet they choose to walk beside us, offering a loyalty that is as enduring as the history they represent. Their presence is a constant reminder that we are never truly alone, provided we are willing to reach out and build bridges with others. This history is not just about the past. It is a blueprint for the future, showing us how to cultivate relationships that stand the test of time. Every dog we encounter today is a descendant of those brave, curious wolves who dared to step out of the shadows and into our light. They are living history, a bridge between the ancient world and our modern lives, connecting us to the very roots of our human experience. As we continue to explore this journey, remember that your own path is also one of constant evolution, learning, and meaningful connection. Like the wolf, you have the power to transform your environment by choosing where you place your focus and how you interact with others. The strength of the dog lies in its ability to adapt, and that same strength resides within you, waiting to be channeled into your own goals. Never underestimate the impact of your own small, consistent actions, for they are the building blocks of the future you are currently creating. Just as the wolf and human found a way to thrive together, you too can find partners and communities that elevate your own potential. The story of the dog is a story of hope, proving that even the most unlikely alliances can lead to extraordinary outcomes for everyone involved. So, as you go about your day, take inspiration from this ancient bond and look for the opportunities to build something lasting and meaningful. Your journey is unique, but it is shared by the same spirit of curiosity and adaptability that defined the very first steps of domestication. Embrace the challenges that come your way, knowing that they are simply the pressure points that will help you grow into your best self. Stay curious, stay bold, and remember that you are capable of far more than you realize when you align yourself with your true purpose. The history of the dog is a reminder that we are all part of a larger story, one that is constantly being written by our choices. Let your actions be guided by the same spirit of loyalty and cooperation that has defined the relationship between humans and dogs for millennia. We are all evolving, constantly moving from the shadows of our past toward the light of a future that we have the power to shape. Believe in your ability to adapt, to learn, and to form connections that will support you through every stage of your own personal evolution. The world is full of potential, waiting for you to step forward with the same courage that those early wolves showed so long ago. Keep moving forward, keep building, and never lose sight of the incredible impact you can have on the world around you every day. Your potential is limitless, and like the history we have explored, your story is one of constant growth, resilience, and beautiful transformation. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time, and remember that the best chapters of your own story are still being written. Stay dedicated to your path, and you will find that you are capable of achieving things that once seemed impossible or out of reach. The bond you share with your own goals is just as important as the bond between human and dog. Nurture it with care and patience. We are all in this together, learning from the past to create a brighter, more connected future for ourselves and for those around us. Keep striving, keep growing, and always remember that you have the power to make a lasting difference in your own unique way. As history unfolded, the bond between humans and dogs deepened, shifting from simple survival to a vast array of specialized roles. From the rugged guardians of ancient livestock to the gentle companions in our modern homes, dogs have adapted to every human need. This incredible diversity of breeds today serves as a living testament to thousands of years of human selective breeding and shared history. Think of the shepherd dog, the loyal retriever, or the tiny lapdog. Each reflects a unique chapter in our own cultural evolution. Dogs have mirrored our development, standing faithfully by our side through every era of progress, from the agrarian age to the digital. They are more than just pets. They are our partners, shaped by our choices and defined by their unwavering loyalty to our species. Reflecting on this journey, we see that just as the wolf transformed its nature to walk beside us, we too possess immense capacity. Your potential is not fixed by your origins or your past. Like the dog, you have the power to forge entirely new paths. You can build meaningful connections and evolve into the best version of yourself, proving that humble beginnings can lead to lasting greatness. Ultimately, the story of the dog is a mirror for our own potential, reminding us that growth is the essence of life itself.